Hi guys, this is Nazmus Imam and you are watching GetWays Solution. In this video, I am going to solve a LeetCode array question, and question goes like this. Given a sorted array nums, remove the duplicate in place such that each element appears only once and return the new length. Do not allocate extra space for another array. You must do this by modifying the input array in place with big O of 1 extra memory, which means that we don't have to use extra memory. We have to manipulate in array, means input array only. We don't have to take any duplicate array. So, and question says if we find any duplicate element, we have to replace it with one occurrence of those element. Let's go with the example. Here a given example is nums equal to 1 1, 2. So our output should be here one element 1 is occurring 2 times. So we have to, in our output array, we have to remove one occurrence, and our output should be length of new array and new array. And if you take another example, here we have 0 is occurring 2 times and 1 is 3 times. Similarly, 2 is occurring 2 times and 3 is 2 times. So we have to take only unique element, and if element occurring more than 1 times, we have to take element only once. So this is the question. Now we will go with our whiteboard explanation. So first we will take one example. Suppose array is something like this. 2 is occurring 2 times and 1 and 3 occurring 2 times, and I will give index to it 0 1 2 3 4. And if you take the number of elements, the length of the array is 5, and our output array should be something like this. Give this array a name, as in question the name of the array is nums. So our output array should also be same array. We don't have to take new array because this is the requirement in question, and we have to manipulate the nums array. So our output should be something like this: 2 1 and 3, and index is 0 1 2, and now length of array is 3, and we have to return this length of array, and this we have to manipulate this array. So how we will approach toward this question? Let's see the pseudo code. First we will take a pointer, suppose it's j, and initialize it with 0. So now j is pointing here, and what we will do, we will iterate over this array. We will using for loop for int I from I equal to 0 to n minus 1. We will iterate, and inside this we will take a condition, if condition, and what we will check, if nums of I, means for now I is, when we are at first iteration, I is 0. So nums of I, this element, if nums of I not equal to nums of I plus 1. If we if this condition become true, means these two elements are not equal. In this case it is not true. Then this loop, this condition will run, and inside this condition what we will do, nums of j plus plus, we will increment, we will first assign element value at that ith position to the array at the jth position, the same array, and we will do post increment, means first this particular statement will run, after that j will get incremented. So if you see in this situation, what is happening, we are comparing with I plus 1. So when I will become n minus 1 at that particular stage, what will happen? Array index out of bound exception will happen. To avoid that condition, what we have to do, I plus 1 should be less than, and which is array length. We have to give this condition here. So we will not get array index out of bound exception. And after doing this whole thing, what we will do, we will return the j value. And I think this is the solution. Now we will trace our solution. How we will trace? Simply we will go step by step from I equal to 0 to last. So when I value becomes 0, when I value at initial stage I is 0, what will happen? When I is 0, we are at index, this index I is 0, and nums of I not equal to nums of I plus 1, but these two elements are equal, so nothing will happen. So our ARR, our this array, nums array, will be same as it is 2 2 1 3 and 3. Nothing will happen now. And in next step, when array I value become 1, it will compare with I 1 and 2. 1 and 2 element will get compared. As you see here, 1 and 2 element will get compared. Is these two elements are equal? No, these two elements are not equal. So our array will become something like this. At array at 0th index, what will come? At 0th index, 2 will sit here, right? And when we will go to next index, when I become 2, then 1 and 3 will get compared. Is this equal? No, of course not equal. Then our new array will become 2 and 1. And again, when I become 3, which is when I become 3, is 3 less than n? Is 3 less than 4? Yes, of course, 3 is less than 4. Now what will happen? We will check this condition. nums of I is 3 not equal to 3? No, so nothing will happen. So and our this loop will over, but we are left out with last element. We didn't get this 3. So this is the problem here. We have to fix it. So we will give one more condition, which will be for last element. And for last element, when I plus 1 equal to n, when this will happen, what we will do, we will simply inside num j plus plus, we will increment j, and inside this particular index we will store nums of I. Here also nums, I have habit of writing array. It is nums only. Everywhere array is same nums, nowhere it is array or some other thing. So this is the our complete solution, and now we will write code. Go down, and I will write as quickly as possible. Int j equal to 0 for int I equal to 0, I less than n, not n, nums dot length. And I plus plus inside this whole array, we will iterate over the array. And what we will do, we will bring our solution here for reference. We will run a if condition. First if condition will be for the last element, if I equal to nums dot length, not I plus 1. Then what we will do, when we are at the last element, we will simply increment our array j plus 1 nums j plus plus. We will do post increment, so it will happen after this statement will get executed. Nums of j plus plus to nums of I. And if I plus 1 less than n, and after that we will check nums of I not equal to nums of I plus 1. If this condition will get satisfied, means this condition will return true, and I plus 1 less than n, both two conditions will return true. What we will do, simply nums of post increment j plus plus equal to nums of I. And after doing this whole thing, what we will do, return j, which will be the length of new array. So I think this is the pretty much code, and let's try to run the code. Hope we will not get any exception or error. Compile error, where is set. This is really silly. Run once again. Getting this bad habit equal to nums dot length. So hope now no error is there. Run code. Yeah, now I will try to submit.